Gonna go on the song and say, verbatim, you still hang with them that done got your partner whacked? Okay. So you got 21 Savage on your album, and then 21 Savage get on the album and say, get him smacked, then turn around and give his brother down. So he dissing your partner on your album. Probably said it in the studio with you.
I got Wham and Savage on the phone to stop whatever could have happened with them. I got niggas on the phone.
Picture this. Your day one homie, the kind who's been locked in with you since the very beginning, gets taken out on the interstate. Then you hear whispers that a so-called industry friend might have played a role. That's exactly what people say went down between Lil Baby and 21 Savage after Marlo's murder, and the streets haven't stopped talking since today. We're breaking down how 21 Savage was allegedly tied to the hit on Lil Baby's closest friend, why Marlo was suddenly in the crosshairs, and how Young Thug had to step in before Atlanta spiraled into an all-out war. Stay locked in till the end, because this story goes way deeper than what's on the surface. And some of these street politics are gonna shock you. First, let me paint the picture of how close Baby and Marlo really were. This wasn't just music or industry ties. These were real brothers from the trenches, coming up side by side in the same hood. Both were raised in Bankhead, one of Atlanta's most notorious areas, and they shared that rare, genuine day one bond you barely see in the rap game anymore. When they signed to Quality Control around the same time, it felt like they were both next up together. But here's where things took a dark turn. While Baby's career took off like a rocket, Marlo's music never caught that same momentum. And according to P from QC, since Marlo's rap career wasn't bringing in the kind of money, Baby was making real money. But Marlo stayed rooted in the streets, still trying to match the lifestyle of the guys around him. Baby did everything he could to pull his boy out. He secured him a record deal, kept him locked in the studio for hours, put him on records, and constantly pushed Marlo to choose music over street business. In interviews, you could feel how much Baby believed in his talent and genuinely wanted him to escape the hood, the clean way. But Marlo wasn't letting go of the streets. Even with a deal and Baby riding for him, he was still allegedly moving weight and handling other business back in Bankhead. That loyalty to the streets, even when the door was wide open, is what many believe led to his downfall and sparked the entire situation involving 21 Savage. Now here's something most casual fans don't really grasp about Marlo. This wasn't a rapper playing a role or acting tough for the camera. Marlo was really stamped in Bankhead long before rap was even part of the picture. He had real respect in the streets way before the microphone. Marlo was connected to PFK Play for Keeps, also known as 3L, a crew with ties to the Goodfellas movement. And it wasn't just about moving weight. According to Street Talk, he was allegedly involved in handling serious business for his people. The word around the city is that Marlo had a reputation for dealing with anyone who crossed him or disrespected his operation. And one of the biggest moments that supposedly put Marlo directly on 21 Savage's radar was the alleged killing of Capo Nuke. Now make no mistake, Nuke wasn't just another name in the streets. He was a high-ranking member of the Goodfellas mob, and he had just come home after serving serious time. Nuke was respected, feared, and deeply connected to the 4L circle that 21 Savage is tied to. The streets say Nuke was allegedly involved with Marlo's baby mother, and Marlo wasn't willing to tolerate that level of disrespect. So according to street rumors, Marlo made the call and Nuke got taken out. That single move is what many believe sealed Marlo's fate. Nuke's death hit close to home for 21 Savage's people and in the streets. Something like that doesn't just get brushed off. A response was almost inevitable. To really understand how this alleged hit unfolded, you've got to know who Baby Drill is. His real name is Del Cristo Wilson, and he was a young dude hungry to earn stripes both in the streets and in rap. Baby Drill was part of 21 Savage's 4L crew and had a reputation for putting in serious work. He came up in the system 21 built, one of those loyal young soldiers willing to go all the way to prove himself. So when 21 Savage allegedly put a bag on Marlo's head, Baby Drill reportedly saw it as his moment, a chance to earn respect and climb the ranks fast. And what makes this story even crazier is how Drill allegedly turned the situation into fuel for his rap career. After Marlo's death, he dropped music that many believe was straight up bragging. In tracks like 32 Freestyle and songs with Young Nudie, he referenced taking out the biggest op at just 17, a line the streets say was clearly about Marlo. Word on the street is that on July 11th, 2020, after Marlo left a Bankhead reunion, Baby Drill and his crew followed him onto I-285 and opened fire on his vehicle. Marlo crashed and died at the scene. What's even wilder is that Drill was later arrested on murder charges in an entirely different case, making people question how deep his alleged history really goes. But to understand why 21 Savage allegedly wanted Marlo gone, you have to zoom out and look at Atlanta's tangled gang politics. 21 runs with 4 leaders, including Slaughter Gang, with ties to multiple blood sets across the city. Marlo was aligned with PFK, also known as 3L, connected to the Goodfellas mob. And these crews, they didn't always beef. That's where this story takes an even darker turn. Cool with each other. There's even old footage floating around of 21 Savage and Marlo together in the Ninth Ward, laughing, showing love, looking like everything was solid. They were getting money together and appeared to have mutual respect. But once Marlo allegedly had Capo Nuke taken out, everything shifted overnight. Nuke was stamped in the streets and closely tied to 21's circle, so his death was never going to slide. That's when things started heating up fast. After Nuke's murder, 4L members allegedly began applying pressure on PFK chain snatchings, robberies, shootings. The younger guys and 4 leaders were going hard on anyone, even remotely connected to 3L. One of the most serious losses in this back and forth was Mad Rock, an 18-year-old 4L member, known for really putting in work. He was killed in a drive-by, and almost immediately, fingers pointed at PFK as retaliation. At that point, the violence was on a loop, tit for tat, and it was clear this could only end one way, with major names getting wiped out. Now this is where 21 Savage allegedly showed just how cold this situation really was. Not only was he accused of being involved in Marlo's murder, but he allegedly dissed Marlo on Lil Baby's own album. On the track, 21 dropped lines that were clearly aimed at Marlo, basically trolling Baby while he was still grieving his best friend. Think about that for a second. The confidence to diss a dead man on his friend's project tells you 21 didn't believe Baby would do anything about it. It was almost like a test, seeing if Baby would really step up for his fallen homie or choose to stay quiet because of industry politics. And that's what made it extra grim. Baby was still dealing with the loss, and here comes 21 allegedly flexing on him through music. In the streets, that level of disrespect usually sparks instant retaliation, but this wasn't just the streets. The music industry made everything way more complicated now. Imagine being Lil Baby and slowly starting to connect the dots, realizing that a man you once called an industry friend might have had your day one taken out. According to people close to the situation, Baby was crushed when he allegedly found out about 21 Savage's involvement. Word in the streets is Baby was heated and ready to go to war immediately, not just with 21, but with the entire 4L camp. But that's where things got messy. Both Baby and 21 Savage were making serious money, backed by major labels, and deeply tied into the industry machine. What hurt Baby the most wasn't just a loss, it was realizing 21 had allegedly been playing in his face the whole time. They were collaborating on songs, popping out at events together, all while 21 supposedly knew exactly what happened to Marlo because he ordered it. Now, if there's one person known for keeping Atlanta from tearing itself apart, it's Young Thug. Thug has said in multiple interviews that he stepped in to squash beefs before they spiraled. Because when Atlanta artists beef, everybody loses money. And when he caught wind of how serious things were getting between Baby and 21 Savage, he knew he had to step in fast. This wasn't just two rappers having tension anymore. This was on the verge of turning into a full-scale war between major crews in the city. So Thug reportedly got Baby and 21 on a three-way call and laid it all out. He told them they were bigger than street beef. He reminded them Atlanta is supposed to move as one, that the whole world sees Atlanta as the city where rappers uplift each other, not destroy each other. And according to Thug himself, he told them, "Man, y'all brothers, we ain't talking about internet stuff or what's trending in the world. We talking real life." Thug made it clear this wasn't some online beef. He even said both of them could go on any platform and admit he had them on the phone together and told them to shut it down. And while Thug managed to keep things calm publicly, the streets never forgot what really happened. That's probably why Gunna later felt bold enough to throw subtle shots at Baby and his music. On one track, Gunna basically aired the whole situation out, rapping about being cool with someone who allegedly got your partner knocked off. That line hit different because it lined up perfectly with what the streets had already been whispering. That only added fuel to the fire when Baby deleted his Instagram post about Marlo just minutes after posting it. That move raised serious eyebrows. People started asking real questions. Was Baby really standing on street principles? Or was he willing to let his day one's death slide to protect his career and industry ties? One of the clearest signs something shifted was how Baby stopped acknowledging Marlo publicly altogether. Before all this, Baby would post Marlo on his birthday, on the anniversary of his death, sharing old pictures and memories, keeping his name alive. But once the truth about 21 Savage's alleged involvement started circulating, all of that stopped. No birthday posts, no anniversary tributes, nothing. It was like Marlo got erased from Baby's public memory, which is wild, considering how close they were. And trust me, that didn't go unnoticed. The streets saw it. Marlo's family and friends saw it. People began questioning whether Baby really wanted justice for his homie, or if maintaining industry relationships and keeping the money flowing mattered more. And that's what makes this whole situation so layered. It exposed the real politics of Atlanta's rap scene. You've got artists making millions while still tied to street crews actively at war. The industry and the streets are so connected that beefs don't just stay on wax, they cost real lives. And sometimes, money speaks louder than loyalty. Street commentators like Chris Jeremiah have said this situation seriously hurt Baby's credibility in the streets, Because how do you rap about loyalty and gangster codes when you're still cool with the people accused of killing your best friend? That's the question nobody wants to answer. Question a lot of people in Atlanta were asking. The pressure from the industry to keep relationships intact and money moving often outweighs street justice. Labels, managers, and business partners all have a stake in keeping artists out of real beef. Because violence is bad for business. So even when someone feels like retaliation is justified, there are millions of dollars and multiple careers hanging in the balance. That at its core, this story is about loyalty, betrayal, and the cost of staying tied to the streets while trying to survive in the music industry. Lil Baby lost his best friend, allegedly at the hands of someone he once considered an industry ally. 21 Savage is accused of orchestrating the hit through his young artist Baby Drill. Then allegedly went as far as dissing the dead man on Baby's own album. Young Thug had to step in to stop Atlanta from turning into a full-blown war. But by then, the damage was already done. And the craziest part? They're all still making music, still making money, while this situation played out behind the scenes. That alone tells you how the industry really operates. Sometimes keeping the peace and protecting business matters more than justice, especially when millions are involved, but the streets never forget. And that's why this story still gets brought up years later. The way Baby stopped posting Marlo and seemingly moved on without seeking public justice says everything about how industry politics can overpower street loyalty. The real story behind the Lil Baby and 21 Savage situation? Let me know what you think about how all of this unfolded. And stay locked in for more breakdowns exposing the real stories behind your favorite artists.